Hello everyone and welcome to my first video. My name is Michael Allen, CPA. That stands for Comedic Performance Artist, not Certified Public Accountant. I've decided to make my first video here on YouTube. I may not have caught the trend of the up-and-coming YouTube thing that was, I don't know, 20 or 1,587 years ago, but I think now is the time. Now is the time for my first video, and what better title for my first video than My First Video? I wonder how many videos on YouTube are titled My First Video. A lot of people might want to get into YouTube and make a video and think, well, what should I talk about for my first video? And most first videos end up being about their first video and how people don't know what they want to talk about. Or maybe they have a general idea of what they want to talk about, but then they don't really talk about what they want to talk about. They just talk about, no, they don't talk about what they want to talk about. They just talk about what they want to talk about. And I'm sick of those first YouTube videos that don't just get straight to the point and get to anything, and they spend so much time just talking about the fact that it's their first video, and you're like, okay, well, what's the video? Well, it reminds me a little bit of the open mic comedy scene here in Los Angeles, where I'm from and where I currently reside. I'm a stand-up comedian, among other things. And occasionally you'll be at an open mic and someone will get on the open mic and they'll say, it's my first time doing stand-up comedy, and they will get a round of applause. Now, if they're among, normies, as in not comedians, they'll get, a healthy smattering of encouraging applause. If you're among comedians, when you do that, you'll get sort of a perfunctory, okay, everyone gets one, it's your first time only once. So if it's really your first time, we'll give you the encouragement. But after that, you're cut the fuck off, because comedians don't give a shit to laugh at one another's jokes. And you'd better get used to not just a silent room, you'd better get used to 20 other open mic comedians who are all failing worse than you are, standing in the back and not heckling you. No, that would be a form of engagement. Just talking about whatever it is they want to talk about in the back of the room and not listening to you while you go over your jokes. And if you can't handle that, then you can't be a stand-up. So I think it's pretty fair. Now, if that same comedian or, aspiring comedian, where you draw the line is up to you, gets on stage and they're like, it's my second time. Or maybe they'll say, yesterday was my first time doing stand-up, right? Or this is my first week doing stand-up. Oh, they want to stretch it long like taffy. Oh, they want the sympathy, they want the patience, because what they're really saying is, help, help, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but let's pretend it's my birthday so you all have to treat me nice. At the end of the day, no one cares. No one cares that it's your first time. No one cares that this is my first video. No one cares that, especially that it's your second video. Okay, maybe people care. Maybe people do care if it's your first video or your first time doing stand-up, or your first time doing whatever. But after that, you don't get another one. You don't get a chance to talk about it being your first video. So I thought that, as not because I think it would be interesting content, but because of tradition. I'm a person of tradition, and as a person of tradition, I think that it is incumbent on me as an YouTuber to make my first video and title it My First Video, and to have my first video be about my first video. Now, I tend to deal with, I'd say, like, higher level thinking, broad, big principles. I always try and look for the highest principle that I can find, the biggest generalization I can make. And yes, generalizations can get you in trouble. Oh, believe you me, I know generalizations can get us in trouble, though we all have to make them from time to time in order to, get on in the world. But look, we can save the politics for another time. We can save the politics for another time. We can save the sociology for another time. But generalizations, I do like looking for not to generalize a group or to generalize things so that we can reduce and simplify them into a sort of like inhuman thing that has no relation to the object which the signifier is supposed to signify, but rather generalize in order to find our commonalities, the general things we have in common, and that different principles have in common, different ideas have in common, try and make tenuous connections between things that otherwise wouldn't be connected. So because I tend to look at higher level things, and I hope that sounds pretentious, I thought, well, a meta-analysis. I guess what I'm trying to say is a meta-analysis, right? So what would be more meta than making a first YouTube video that was about first YouTube videos? Okay, but meta's been done to death. We're irony poisoned, right? So I need to make a YouTube video about making my first YouTube video that's also self-aware about the fact that it's already hack and cliche to make a meta video about your video, and then the only way I can save it is by digging deeper into it. Video about how I know my video about it being my first video is already hack, but at the same time, forgiving myself because it is my first video, because in spite of all of that, it is still my first video. And I think I do and am entitled to a little bit of fucking sympathy. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. The swearing, excuse me. To a little sympathy and a little gratitude for me making this video for you all to see. I even brought you these flowers. I got these flowers from a wedding that I just attended and got back from, hence the suit. Oh, that's the suit. I'm leaving it buttoned because I'm standing. And that's fashion. That's fashion tip number one. So this is a suit that I acquired from a previous wedding that I wore to a wedding that I just went to here in Los Angeles. And on the way out, I was instructed by the bride. She said, take these flowers. Now, there were another 16 of these things, so I don't think me taking this one is really going to put a dent in it. But I took it. I took it because I said I would, and they're real, and they smell wonderful. They smell beautiful. Thank you. And I thought, what the heck am I going to do with these things? Now, I do keep plants in my house, but flowers, you know, they're short-lived, right? How long are these things going to last? They're not in a pot. They're sort of on a plate. And at this point, you can guess, like, they're pretty heavy. This thing's pretty heavy. I mean, it's not that heavy, but if you're carrying it for as long as I have, how long have I been doing this now for? 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Yeah, for 8 minutes, it starts to, you know, it starts to get a little heavy, but we can go a little bit longer. So I thought, why not do this video with these flowers? Because one, it's a great conversation piece. It's like, what the heck is going on with that? It's already show business. It's like, hey, I want my first video to stand out. Well, here's some flowers. Here's some big, beautiful flowers. I haven't seen any YouTube videos where someone's just carrying and holding flowers the whole time. This has got to be a first. You got to get them in somehow. You got to draw them in somehow, especially for your first video. And I didn't want to get in my own way. I get in my own way a lot. I can be on the fence, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, and not do a project. But I had the concept of like, okay, what if I made a video and called it my first video, and then not only that, my second video was called my second video, and then my third video was called my third video, just all the way until whatever. And the title of the, that's it. And I thought, well, you know, that might be a little bit difficult to search for in the algorithm, but you know what? Screw the algorithm. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's get back to YouTube of just people talking and sharing ideas and stuff. I'm not going to really edit this thing. I'm not going to hardly edit this thing at all. I'm really not going to hardly edit this thing at all. I'm just going to put it up there and I call it my first video. Look, I think I am inspired to share something because I am looking at the censorship out here. I'm looking at you, Trump administration. I'm looking at you, FCC. I'm looking at you, Jimmy Kimmel, and saying, I'm sorry that happened to you, Jimmy Kimmel. And hey, you can say Jimmy Kimmel is funny, you can say Jimmy Kimmel is not funny. I don't care what you think about that. But Yeah, that is censorship. And there's been multiple rounds of YouTube censorship. And that's not just like outrage mob censorship. That's like government censorship. Well, they didn't pass a law. No, it's just extortion and corporate capitulation. So I blame the corporatocracy as well. But in any case, it does get us all thinking, doesn't it, about our purported free speech here in America. And I do value the ability to say what I have to say. I value your ability to say what you have to say. And so here I am saying what I have to say. And isn't it beautiful that I can say what I have to say, even if I don't have to say anything at all? Even if what I want to say is that it's my first video and I'm carrying flowers, and just to repeat that over and over again, I still get to say it. I still get to say it. I still get to say it. And I am saying it. I think every video I do, I should have some kind of conceit. Like I've got a bunch of flowers, or I've got some crazy thing. I've got this green screen. I guess you could try to green screen that out, but then you're going to have to be green screening like most of the plants too. But the fact is, I'm also a lazy person, so I didn't write any kind of script. I just thought about it. I do have experience improvising, and I do have experience with comedy. But look, can't I just be a professional extemporaneous speaker? Do I really have to, practice and like write a script like they say? Can't I just talk au naturel to the few ideas bouncing up and down in my head? Maybe it would be better with a script. I'm sure it would be. It would be different. It would be different, better, worse, who's to say? We won't ever know, because that version of the video isn't going to be published. It's just, this is all we have. This is all you're going to get. So the flowers, I think, also are a beautiful metaphor for the blooming and blossoming of this concept. Like a flower, my idea grows in the wild. It's blooming now before your very eyes, before your very ears. And who knows what it's going to grow into? Or maybe like a flower, this idea is just going to die in, well, maybe this is the last video. Maybe I don't even upload this video. Maybe I do all this and I don't even upload it, and I don't make a thumbnail, and don't give it a title. Back to my point, I was getting in my own way. I get in my own way sometimes, and I thought, let's not get in my own way this time. For better and for worse, this is part of my process. I'm excited about this idea. I'm going to ride this wave of excitement. I'm going to ride the wave. And I'm going to publish this video as we are, and also as a tribute to the lovely wed couple, Cindy and Kevin. Congratulations. Thank you for inviting me. It was a lovely, lovely ceremony in downtown Los Angeles. And now these flowers are going to have a life so far beyond most, probably, really, let's be realistic, beyond any of the other sets of flowers, beyond in your memories, of course. In your memories, different story, sentimental, different story. But now these flowers, now they're part of something. They're part of my first video. And isn't that great? I think it's pretty great. Hey, please like and subscribe to this video, to this channel. I do admit I am a little tipsy because I drank at the wedding, and I am over 21. And for those of you who already are subscribed to this channel, haven't seen me in a long time, well, here I am. It's Michael Allen, CPA. And I think the fact that I'm a little bit tipsy, not drunk, no, I wouldn't drive under such circumstances, and nor should you. That I'm a little bit tipsy is congruent. It's a sort of an homage, a continuation of my previous concept, The Joy of Drinking. You haven't seen me in years, probably. I've been doing another project called Goat versus Fish. That's Goat vs. Fish. It has its own Instagram. It has its own YouTube, and it's been on America's Got Talent. But I am a comedic performance artist. I do all kinds of comedic performance art. I once ate oatmeal for 173 or 2 days in a row and live streamed that. But here's a YouTube video. Here's my first video. Yeah, I'm saying it. It's my first video.